What if I told you the strongest man alive wasn't defeated by an army, wasn't killed by a sword, wasn't broken in battle? He was destroyed by a whisper. This is the story of Samson, a man chosen before he was born, a man set apart, dedicated to God under a sacred vow. He would never cut his hair. That vow was more than tradition. It was a covenant. And his strength? It was supernatural. He once tore a lion apart with his bare hands. Not with a weapon, not with help, just raw power. He broke ropes like threads. He defeated 1,000 Philistines alone with the jawbone of a donkey. Entire armies feared him. His enemies could not overpower him. They could not outfight him. So they chose a different strategy. They found Delilah. She didn't carry a sword. She didn't lead soldiers. She didn't shout threats. She asked a question. Tell me, what makes you so strong? The Philistine rulers had already made her an offer in secret. Find out the source of his strength, and we will reward you. At first, Samson laughed. He lied to her once, twice, 3 times. Each time she tested him. Each time soldiers waited in the shadows. Each time he escaped, but Delilah changed her method. She stopped testing his body. She started pressing his heart. How can you say you love me if you don't trust me? Day after day she asked, day after day she pushed. Tear silence, emotional pressure. The strongest man in the world began to weaken. Not in muscle, but in judgment. Finally worn down, Samson told her the truth. My hair has never been cut. I was dedicated to God from birth. If my head is shaved, I will become like any other man. That night he fell asleep on her lap, and while he slept, the scissors whispered, snip. Snip, snip. Samson, the Philistines are upon you! He woke up with confidence. Like every other time, he thought he would shake himself free again. But something was different. There was no power. He didn't realize something terrifying. His strength was never just in his hair. It was in his obedience. And he had broken it. They captured him. They bound him in bronze chains. They put out his eyes. The man who once shook kingdoms was now blind. Grinding grain like an animal in prison. Humiliated. Broken, forgotten. But there's one quiet detail in the story that changes everything. His hair began to grow again. Time passed. The Philistines gathered for a massive celebration in their temple. Thousands filled the building. They praised their god and mocked Samson. They brought him out as entertainment. The once unstoppable warrior reduced to a spectacled blind. He asked the servant guiding him, "Place my hands on the pillars that support the temple." And then he prayed. Not for fame, not for applause, not even for freedom. Just one request. Lord, remember me, strengthen me just once more. Then he pushed, muscles tightened, stone cracked, the ground trembled, the pillars gave way, and in one final act of strength, the temple collapsed. In his death, he defeated more enemies than he ever had in life. But here's the part we can't ignore. Samson wasn't destroyed by lack of strength. He was destroyed by compromise. He didn't fall in a single moment. He fell in small decisions. Repeated pressure, ignored warnings. The enemy couldn't defeat his body, so they targeted his heart. And now the real question isn't about Samson. It's about you. What is your Delilah? What voice keeps asking for the one boundary you shouldn't cross? What compromise feels small, but could cost everything? Because sometimes, the most dangerous battles aren't fought with weapons. They're fought in whispers. Each sentence can be long if the input requires it, but must not exceed 30 words. If a sentence is longer, split it into 2 or more natural sentences without altering the content.